We all know that first impression matters. When I entered the industry, right, my mentor always tell me you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So how important is first impression really? First impression is based on something called a primacy effect. Primacy effect means, right, when we experience something for the first time, and after that a sequence of other things related to the first thing, we usually base our judgment, right, mainly on the first thing that we encounter. So this is the primacy effect. So for home buyers, these are the sequence for them. First thing, right, they will go to online platform to look at the different property portals to check for the listing. After they have shortlisted a few listings, right, they will arrange with the agent for home viewing. So as you can see, there are 3 points of contact here. The first will be the listing impression, secondly will be the agent impression, and lastly will be the viewing impression. So the first point of contact will definitely be the listing first impression, also known as the online appeal. So when a buyer is scrolling through a property portal, right, for example, Property Guru, the first thing they'll be looking at, right, will definitely be the photos. So how to make sure your photos stand out in a sea of listing. If you go online every day, right, there are like tens of thousands of property listing on a property portal. So for an average buyer, right, it only takes them seconds to decide whether they want to view the property or not. So a few important points to take note, right, before you take the photo, right, is make sure that the house is neat and clean. Meaning you have to do the necessary decluttering and home staging. And moving forward, right, you have to decide when is the best time to take photo for your unit, because when taking photo, right, there's something called the golden hour. Usually in Singapore, it's around like 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. where it's the brightest. And lastly, right, will be the lens that you'll be using for your photo taking for your unit. I would say within 20 to 24 mm is a good enough wide angle lens that is wide enough to capture all the details of the unit and not so wide to distort the image altogether. So for example, right, let's look at two photos on the left and on the right. Which property would you rather contact for viewing? The answer is pretty obvious, right? So moving on, right, will be the agent's first impression, also known as the communication appeal. This is one of the most overlooked aspect in, I feel, in our industry, because most of the time buyers will not have a direct communication with the sellers. So the agent will be doing the representation and they'll be communicating the offer, presenting the unit. So if the agent don't do a good job or they are rude right from the start, buyers will not feel good. So even if they like the unit a lot, they might be put off by this agent. How I usually communicate with buyers when they first inquire on my listing, right, is I will send them a digital brochure with all the basic information first, and to top it off, right, I will send them a home tour video that will explain all the unique selling point of the unit. Because most of the time when the buyers come down for viewing, right, they don't really want to hear me as an agent talking that much during the house viewing. They prefer to feel the unit themselves. So if they already have all these basic facts and information, right, the time spent in the unit viewing will be more quality time for them to visualize, oh, can I visualize myself staying in this house or not. Lastly, right, with the viewing first impression, also known as the entry appeal. So everything from the listing first impression to the agent first impression, right, is a build-up of positive emotion. So this last step is very important because it could be a double-edged sword. If the first two steps is done properly, right, but the last step when the buyers come to view the property, right, is in a state of mess, all the expectation built up before, right, will just come tumbling or crashing downwards. Buyers like to visualize themselves in the unit that they are going to buy. So when they step in, right, first thing they will notice is it messy? Secondly, are there a lot of defects? For example, are there like water leakages? Are there lots of things to fix? Because in photos you can edit, but when they come to the unit itself, right, these are something that cannot be avoided. So if possible, right, get a handyman to do all the necessary touch-up before the viewing. Also, you have to be strategic, right, when you allow for viewing. Don't just let the buyer view at any time of the day. There must be a time of the day, right, where the place is quieter or where the place is more airy. So choose the right time, right, where it will present your house in a better light to all the buyers out there. So getting someone to offer your house or come down to view your house, right, is as simple as getting these 3 first impression correct. As sellers, right, we always want to build up a series of positive emotions at every point of the first impression, right? The online impression, the agent impression, and the viewing impression. We want to reinforce and affirm these positive emotions. Of course, to get the buyers to offer a high price is another topic by itself, which I've written in this ebook. This seller ebook that you can download in our description below. Hopefully you enjoy our video today, and if you do remember to like and subscribe to our channel, as we will be producing more real estate related video content.